giving it to their counsellors. So it's just a reminder that you might not see it front of face all the time, but it is an obligation for us to perform under this Act. And we do have Mr. Wellings doing that task for us. We do also rely on the support of other members of the organisation, and sometimes that's very difficult because their BAU role and their own functions take up most of their time. So there are areas where South Waikato may not be necessarily meeting all the requirements of the Waikato group, but that's a known risk and an acceptable risk. We have a memorandum of understanding with Tokoroa that we support each other in the lead, and also within the region we all work very closely together, and with some of that support we support each other. So if an event did happen in South Waikato, and just South Waikato, I have no doubt that we will get all the support we need from our neighbours, but we just need to be aware that if it happens everywhere at the same time, we might be a little bit lacking. But I have no doubt also that our communities will pull together. Our council deals with the response, maybe a little bit of lean.
We have an MOU with our group as well.
At the group, yes we do. Yes. Thanks, Ian.
Okay, I'll introduce myself. I think it would be another thing already, so we'll move on to the next slide. This is just this is found in the monitoring monitor. There's a plaque on the wall, but sometimes it does us a power of good to remind ourselves we live on two volcanic rocks with where two tectonic plates meet in a somewhat lonely stretch of the windswept ocean just above the roaring 40s. If you want drama, you come to the right place. So, as you know, a great big fault line runs down the South Island and it goes all the way up through Wellington and out through to the east coast. So, and we've got a volcano. So that's back in the beehive of the bunker. Some of the hazards in this region. We've got, we can, although we don't receive many earthquakes, but we're just, the earthquake line is south of Tokoroa, so New Zealand straddles the boundary between two tectonic plates, the Pacific plate and the Australian plate, which move together 50 millimetres a year. So we've got volcanoes. The region is vulnerable to a number of volcano hazards. We've got the Tirau volcanoes down there. Tsunamis, although it's not a risk for the South Waikato, it's a risk for the region. Flooding, we get not too bad around this area. We suffer more from the severe storms. We get a heavy downpour of rain can affect some of the region in some of the areas. Drought, last year was quite good, but the previous 2 years to that, the farmers were feeling the drought. And that can be a bit of a problem, especially for a rural fire as well. The grass gets dry, it's easy to catch fire. Landslides is another problem around this area. Not so much around this area, but around the Waikato region. There are some others. You've got other hazards as well. You've got technological hazards. That's a hard word to say. We could have a hazardous chemical accident, toxic chemicals or pollution in the waterways. We could also have a lifeline utilities failure. A few years ago when I started the council, we had a gas line that failed, and that affected some of the people in Tirau in the area. Biological hazards, there's human disease and animal diseases, so that's just some of the hazards in this region. Okay, some of the things you know to know. Councillor Willie will probably don't know all these. CDM, you'll hear that acronym quite a bit. It means Civil Defence and Emergency Management. The 4 R's. I'll explain what the 4 R's. The 4 R's is, the first R is reduction and how the risk is reduced. Readiness is the second one, how we prepare and response. How we help people and protect property during an emergency. And the last one is recovery, how we help communities recover from emergencies. This is under the Civil Defence Act, it's also under the New Zealand Fire Service Act and the Rural Fires Act, so most of the emergency services use the 4 R's. Oh, and the last one, group versus GMO. Group is a complete entity. It includes all emergency service, all members of council, welfare agencies and lifelines. And GMO, that's another acronym, is a Group Emergency Management Office. This is a team responsible for the administration and coordination of the group and the direction of the Cabinet Joint Committee. So if you like acronyms, you can join civil defence. We have hundreds of them, to be perfectly honest. Okay, CDM Act. You can all read them on there, but I'll just explain the bullet points. As a council, you'll have to make decisions about what is built and where it is built within the council boundaries. To make decisions on hazards which exist in the area, and how to sustaining manage the hazards so that harm to people and people properly is reduced. Another bullet point here is you are elected by the communities as elected representatives. You have a role in assisting the education of those communities as to the risks, discussing the options for mitigating those risks, and encourage them to participate in decision making and manage those risks.
So in terms of the reduction, we do that through our district plan. So our land use planning has a requirement to ensure that we plan as required by the group policy and the Civil Defence Act. Obviously it's not a big issue in South Waikato, but in the Tirau and Harrogate, etc., there's a huge pressure on to not build in the coastal areas or in the low-lying areas.
But everybody wants a place by the beach, don't they? That's the problem. Okay, next slide is section 64 of the Civil Defence Emergency Management Act. So this is in the Act and we have to do this. A local authority must plan and provide the civil defence emergency within its district. A local authority must ensure it is able to function to the fullest possible extent, even though it may be at a reduced level during and after an emergency. So basically the buck stops here, that's in the Act and that's what we have to do basically.
So how we do that is through business continuity planning, and Ted's team has been putting some efforts into that recently, and also council has funded over several years generators. So we have generators ready to go at our wastewater and water treatment plants. So we're sort of ahead of the game in that regard. We've got our own generators, so we are ready to go with our core infrastructure.
And that slide sort of explains it the next slide. It's probably a little bit too small to read, but yeah. Okay, this just explains that the South Waikato is not alone basically. We've got other groups, we've got the other groups that help us, so we've got you can see it's 3 or 4 different groups, you know, the group up there with the South Waikato, so we're not alone basically. So we've also got the CDM group. We've got other support from local authorities, like the line utilities, welfare agencies, emergency services and advisory groups. This explains sort of how the regional group operates now. They've had a change of structure recently. So we've got the manager at the top basically, and we now split it into 3 different sections. We've got a team on the left, we've got a team leader strategy and planning. And on the right, we've got a team leader of operations, and this has just come into effect the last 6 months, basically. So we've got a good structure up there. This slide explains a bit how well we stand. So Hamilton, the Waikato District, South Waikato and Taupo are all individual areas. The Western Waikato, there's an emergency manager over there. He looks after the Waipara, Waitomo and Otaronga councils. As the same as Sharon said, the Thames Valley, they look after them 3 councils, so they've had an agreement to support them in an emergency. I'm your local contact person. I look after civil defence and I also look after rural fire, so I have 2 or 3 major roles at the council. During normal working hours, my role is to coordinate basically, but if we had an emergency, my position would change to a response manager. So I'd be overseeing the detailed operation of the EOC basically. We've got 2 controllers at the moment. We've got Sharon Robinson and we've got Gordon. Andrew is our recovery manager, and currently we don't have a welfare manager. The welfare manager's role is to facilitate the South Waikato Local Welfare Committee and fulfil the welfare manager role under the Civil Defence Emergency Management Act. They also have to look after a welfare committee. We have a local welfare committee. Some of the members of the local welfare committee are Child, Youth and Family, Ministry of Social Development, Police, Charitable Trust, Rural Support Trust, Salvation Army. So, you know, there's numerous organisations that are part of this group. It's a very important role. As I believe it's a very important role. So in a civil defence emergency, the Mayor would be the authorised person to make the declaration. That would give the controller extra powers under the Civil Defence Emergency Mechanism. If the Mayor's not available, we can make arrangements, who's next in line. Currently, we have the South Waikato, we do training, we've got staff. Around about 30 odd staff have gone through the intermediate training. We try to get 30 staff go through the foundational training. We try to get staff through the intermediate training a couple of weeks before just after the earthquake actually, but it was cancelled due to staff actually went down to Tokoroa, so we schedule that for January next year. This explains how I know the diagram's a bit small there, but there's actually three groups. Joint committee, Councillor Lee is on that committee. Am I right? That's correct. The coordinating executive group, this is made up of the CEOs or the delegates from the local authority. Sharon is on the coordinating executive group. And then we've got the other group at the bottom, that one there. And that's a group of professional staff located in Hamilton. So there's basically 3 sections, and then all the local TLAs fall under that. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 tiers basically. I won't go into that slide too much, but that's explaining what we do. Okay, the group plan. Perhaps Sharon would like to talk about this. Do you want to talk about that? Or what is it?
Well, just briefly, the group plan has been, I don't think it's popular view, is it?
Sorry?
Popular view?
No, it's not. It's coming up very shortly.
Yeah, so it's been agreed to by the joint committee, and within the group plan, it gives us a plan for 5 years, I think, of what our priorities are going to be in the region, and so that's been signed off by the joint committee, and all decisions by the joint committee are in effect decisions of council, which means we now have to implement what's in the group plan. One of the main focuses is business continuity planning, which we've already got on top of, but there's a whole lot of others. So that tends to prioritise what Ian's work programme is within the next 5 years of what we need to do at a local level.
It's been circulated and it's gone through the process, so it's only some micro stages, so within the next 2 or 3 months that'll be our new plan for the next 5 years.
His legal status that we notified when we look at land use business and things like that as well.
This is the slide that came with these actually the Waikato group developed. The group plan is we are all civil defence basically. So we try to get everybody together. We're not just civil defence. Everybody in the community, we're all civil defence, and that's what that slide depicts basically. And there's more. Please. Okay, this is just the groups basically. There's 16, I believe. There's 16 civil defence. Okay. This is how it all works. This is sort of getting into the basic training, but in a large emergency, it's probably better to go on to the next slide. This explains it better. So in a small emergency, if we can handle locally, we'd just be like that. That would be the South Waikato EOC. But if there was something major, if there was something happening in Tirau as well, the group would take charge. They would direct, and we would inform them what to do.
So basically what that means, for example, the Tokoroa earthquake, the Christchurch group were in charge. So therefore everything that happened in Tokoroa and Tirau were directed from the Christchurch group controller. So they determine what are the priorities and what are the focuses for the week, and the controllers underneath those have to follow.
And then if it gets bigger and bigger, the National Crisis Centre, Management Centre in Wellington will take over, and they'll directly inform the local groups, and so that's how it all works. Okay, 2016-2021, continuation of capability enhancement and the development of community resilience, added organisation, collaboration and hazard risk reduction. Want to go expand on, Sharon?
No, so just what Ian's done is read out the bottom bullet point. So that's the group focus for the group plan we've already mentioned for the next 5 years.
Okay, this slide is all about your roles in CDM when it comes to 4R. We've already talked about 4Rs, reduction, readiness, response. So your representative of the Joint Committee should regularly report to you on your activities of the Joint Committee. So usually get a council report. When you have a council have a Joint Committee report, it's usually included in 1 minute. And that's it basically. Does anybody have any questions? Sorry about the quick push of the slides.
I'll take Councillor Roy, please.
You mentioned generators, standby and so on. In Tokoroa, did they find that they did not?
I just think for Fonterra, the farming community, I know Jim Phillips in Tirau, he was actually deployed into Tokoroa as well. We were in the same area, we didn't even meet each other. But he went out to the farmers and they got generators for all the farmers and all that kind of stuff. So they supported all the Fonterra people down in Tokoroa and got them generators and food and whatever they wanted basically.
The township itself had power.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just out in the rural areas that need the support. I know the water tank is going in from the water to each of the farms as well.
Yeah, my thinking is you must have learned some lessons that would be helpful to bring back here.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well, especially management of an EOC, you know, I've picked up some good ideas, you know, and so I'll be implementing them into also the civil defence group.
In terms of rural generators, though, the advice that we would provide as an organisation is that you should probably have one of your own. Yeah, so you can't rely on one being delivered when you're not in power. Yeah, so there was a lot of wastage. There were numbers of county dairy farms were still to be out in milk. It wasn't the majority, but it was, you know, some specific areas were still in that, more so than others, and that does have a consequence as well as environmental.
Thank you. Any further questions or discussions from councillors? Excellent presentation. I just had a question for you both. So in terms of specific hazards in this district, one that's occurred to me, and I'm just asking, is in any event of an earthquake, any of our dams on the Waikato River were to breach, you've got an interesting scenario of sort of inundation of water. If one went at the top, all of the dams all the way down, and my accountant lives on the Horahora there on a very low, right next to Karapiro, and that to me seems to be, you know, one of our most significant hazards. Is that correct, or is that ever been thought of?
It is a hazard. We always worry about the dams, but it is talked about now.
Yeah. If a big lake like Arapuni with the inundation, you know, where if one of the top ones went, you're going to have everyone all the way down and suddenly be inundated.
Narrowwapping as well, and all the areas down there.
All through.
All the routes are down here. It is talked about, yeah.
It is talked
Yeah,
about.
yeah, absolutely. It is a high risk thing, yeah.
Well,
Well, it's like in Tokoroa, I don't know whether you know the Goose Bay. It had a slip and it comes from stream, and they had a great big dam behind this made dam. It was a slip, and they were worried that was going to burst, and they had to evacuate all the residents. And they did DNS did an analysis of it. They said, well, we can let half the people back on higher ground. So that's what they did. Now GS is still doing studies, and they haven't let the people back in yet. But when the DNS says it's okay, they'll let people back in. But not just it's everything.
everything, yeah. So any further questions or comments?
Just one comment about breaching dams. I think go back to the original design criteria. They are designed to withstand earthquakes beyond what we've ever had in this country and ever likely to have. The ones in the Waikato are not built on fault lines. They're built in gullies which are carved through volcanic rock, effectively.
Yes.
And the volcanic rock doesn't have the same fracture patterns as the Kaikoura schists and the Growlackies. It wouldn't happen in terms of what we've got in the South Waikato. I don't know about other places in the country, but we're okay.
So thank you for the